Hey, Rich Ernest here. Wanted to talk to you today about the employee opinion survey. A lot of clients ask me, what do I do? Where do I start? My organization is in a situation where things are in disarray, people are not getting along, the culture is broken. And one of the things that I ask them first is, have they ever done an employee opinion survey? And even if they have, I ask them what type of questions that they use. And usually some of the questions don't necessarily indicate where the problems lie. So what I ask them to do is, let's do an employee opinion survey, and they have to follow the 3 criteria. First of all, the organization needs to announce to the employees the importance of feedback from the organization, and they also need to announce that there's going to be an employee opinion survey soon, within the next month, or usually I wouldn't go past a month, because you want to keep it on people's minds. So you start announcing a month before, the employee opinion survey is coming. We would like for you to participate. We encourage 100% participation. Even make a game out of it. A lot of times in the past we would have contests between departments or facilities and see who had 100% participation or who had the most participation. And we had to do most of that on the honor system because it was anonymous. But normally we would get a mix. We would get a number from the department or the facility, and then we would match that with the number of responses got. And we never had a situation where people falsely reported that they did the survey. And when whoever had the most participation among departments or locations, we personally did a PTO day. That's a little bit easier to do than coming up with some type of monetary aspect, because that's something that has to be taxable. Sometimes the organization cannot come up with a monetary reward, but giving somebody a PTO day, or giving even a whole department at one PTO day, if it's scheduled accordingly, can be something there's a cost to it, but there's not a hard cost. The second thing that we encourage, that again, like I said, that it's anonymous. It has to be something that is done through a third party. So we need to have a collection area that is not hosted by the company, that's hosted by a third party, that cannot be traced back to an individual based on the responses. Obviously, most organizations want it to be anonymous, and they don't want to put the employee in a situation like that, but the employees will need to know and need to feel comfortable that what they are saying will not have any backlash on them. And then the third thing that we need to do with all of this is that we need to make sure that the questions are ones that align with trying to find out where the problems lie. And there are questions out there that are specifically formulated to indicate things like not getting proper training, leadership, maybe leadership of frontline staff is weak, trust in the senior leadership is weak. And there's specific questions that we can put together to do that. We would encourage that we work together on those questions. And then once we get the results back, finally, when we get the results back, we encourage to only identify 2 or 3 things that are problems, and look to correct those in the next 3 to 6 months. And we found that if you put too many on the plate, that none of them get accomplished thoroughly. And we also want to make that determination of what it gets addressed the staff needs to be part of that. They need to have ownership in that. They need to be 100% involved in that process. And we basically need to ask for volunteers to be part of that committee that comes up with what are we going to address first. And they'll see all the data. They'll see where things are going well and where things aren't going well. but we need to involve the staff. That's all about transparency and making them part ownership in the process. Yeah, I would very much like the opportunity to work with your organization in putting together an employee opinion survey to see where we could help you. Please contact me, Rich Ernest, and please send any comments or any questions that you may have. How do you believe the best way to attack a culture problem? We believe it's in the employee opinion survey. It's kind of like the examination a doctor would give to find out what's wrong with the patient. We believe the employee opinion survey is the examination of an organization to find out what's wrong with them. So look forward to seeing your comments. Thank you for watching.